Thank you for being here, for exploring what it means to ignite that fire, that passion of courage and conscience and engagement in our precious, beautiful, troubled, extraordinary world.
What can we do? What can you do? What can all of us do to leave this world a little better place? A little more beautiful, a little more healthy, a little more vibrant, a little more alive, a little more laughter, a little more love, a little more wisdom operating in our communities, in our relationships to each other, in our self-respect, in our caring for the future.
This industrialized food system that we have that is hidden from us so much these days, it made me want to share with everyone that I met and shout it from the mountaintops.
When you decide and have the will to do something about it, you will always get the means.
The world was, is, and will always be filled with good and evil. It's the yin and yang of human existence. People are not born good and become evil, born bad, become good. There's no genes for good or bad. It's the yin and yang of human existence. We are born with mental templates that allow us to be anything that is possible or imaginable.
I want to do something big, but I don't know what. There's a lot of this out there. And I think that it's easy to feel like you need to do something big to matter, particularly in a world with so many people and so few answers as to why we're all here. But as I learned, big in itself is not a specific goal. And if you're not clear about what you want and why, sometimes big can actually be a curse.
I think we become agents for a force greater than ourselves, and all kinds of joys and possibilities open up as we step onto our true path.
You have to love yourself enough to go and fight for yourself. That's what I'm telling you, and that's what all these people are telling you is. And that's what this lady right here is telling you. It's what everyone in this area is telling you, is that we've got to take down these walls that tell us that we don't have the power to change our lives and to keep ourselves from our own demise. We have got to do that as a people and as a society.
According to the Center for Disease Control's report, obesity now affects over 17% of all children and adolescents in the U.S., triple the rate from just one generation ago. How sad is that?
These are all orphans. Every one of them is an orphan, coming from the most underprivileged homes. These are the children that we give up hope on.
That's what it's about. We're singing and talking about our kids, and we're talking about the future and talking about our health, and teeth fall out and birthdays happen and we hug each other and we fight, and because we're human beings, and we can, because we love and we think and we love and we fight.
But there's a place in all of us where we're not bought and sold. We may submit, we may behave, we may, acquiesce because of the force and the requirement, and we need to survive. But there is a part of us that does not submit to coercion, does not allow that dominating energy to enter us, even though it may shape us, even though we may have to give up parts of ourselves to survive. There's a part of it, there's a central essence that remains intact and pure and viable and sourceful. And when we resource in that, we can reclaim what we've lost, we overcome the traumas, we can regain our aliveness, we can expand our capacity for joy and pleasure and happiness and creativity and beauty.
So I wrote a book called Lucifer Effect, Understanding How Good People Turn Evil. It was really a summary of what I'm going to talk about in a minute, the Stanford Prison Experiment, which Armando mentioned, and then some other research that I'll highlight. And then at the end of the book, I said, although most people succumb to the influences I'm going to talk about, there's always a small percent, sometimes it's 10%, sometimes it's 20%, who resist. And maybe people who resist these powerful influences I'm going to talk to you about, maybe we can think of them as heroes. So it's the first time I began to entertain the possibility that maybe ordinary people can become heroic.
We never know, as we do what's right, as we follow through on our conscience, what ripples that will send out, what impact that will have. Sometimes those ripples may look small. Sometimes they may look enormous. But we do what we do, and we seek to live in authenticity and integrity with our own being and our own purpose and our own passion, not because we can foresee every impact it's going to have, but because I think every soul that aligns with its own purpose, with its own integrity, does send out ripples that affect all life on this planet.
I would like to leave you today with 2 questions. What are you doing? And what are you going to do now? Thank you.